Hello, good evening. I am Rashi Sandeep Chudipal. Today's our video topic is SQL commands, or we can say as SQL query. Okay, so we will see what is SQL in that. So, what is SQL? SQL is a database language designed for the retrieval and management of data in a relational databases. So, SQL is a standard language for database management. All the RDBMS systems like MySQL, MS Access, Oracle, Sybase, and Postregs, and SQL Server use SQL as their standard database language. So, next point, SQL programming language uses various commands for different operations. We will learn about the DCL, TCL, DQL, DDL, and DML commands in SQL with the examples. So now we will see the next point, that is uh, why use SQL. Here are important reasons for using SQLs, and that important results that are: it helps users to access the data in the RDBMS system. Next point, it helps you to describe the data. Next point, that is, it allows you to define the data in database and manipulate that specific data. Next point, that is, with the help of SQL commands in DBMS, you can create and drop database and tables. Next point, that is, SQL offers you to use the function in a database, create view, and stored procedure. Next, you can set a permission on tables, procedures, and views also. Okay, so we will go with the brief of history of SQL. Brief history of SQL. So here are important landmarks from the history of SQL starts. In 1970, Dr. Edgar F. Ted Cord described a relational model for the databases. In 1974, structured query language appeared. In 1978, IBM released a product called System/R. And 1986, IBM developed the prototype of relational database, which is standardized by ANSI. In 1989, first ever session, or we can say first ever versions launched of SQL. In 1999, SQL 3 launched with 3 features like triggers, object orientation, and etc. SQL 2003, window function, XML related features, etc. SQL 2006, support for XML query language. And last, that is SQL 2011, improved support for temporal databases. Now, types of SQLs. Here are 5 types of widely used SQL queries, that are DDL, DML, DCL, TCL, and DQL. Okay, so we will see one by one. What is DDL? DDL stands for Data Definition Language. What is DDL? DDL is Data Definition Language, helps you to define the database structure or schema. Let us learn about DDL commands with syntax. 5 types of DDL commands in SQL are create, update, create, drop, alter, and truncate. Okay, so first we will see create statement. Create statement is used to define the database structure schema, and drop statement is drop commands removes tables and database from RDBMS. And alter command is used, allows you to alter the structure of the databases. Next point, that is truncate. This command used to delete all the rows from the table and free the space containing the table. The next point, that is what is DML, and DML stands for data manipulation language. Allows you to modify the database instance by inserting, modifying, and deleting its data. It is responsible for performing all types of data modification in a databases. There are three basic constructors which allows database program and user to data and informations are. So here are some important DML commands in SQL, that is insert, update and delete. Now in that, what is instant? This is the statement in is a SQL query. This command is used to insert data into the row of a table. Now next example, that is update. This command is used to update update or modify the value of a column in the table. Now we will see delete. This command is used to remove one or more rows from a table. Now we will see next, that is what is DCL, and DCL stands for data control language. Includes commands like grant and revoke, which are useful to give rights and permissions, other permissions, controls, parameters of the database system. Example of DCL commands are commands that come under DCL, that are grant and revoke. So what do you mean by grant? This command is used to give user access privileges to a databases, and revoke means it is used to back permission from the user. Now we will see what is TCL. So TCL stands for transaction control language, or TCL commands deals with the transaction within the databases. So in that, commit means this command is used to save all the transaction to the database. And next point, that is rollback. What do you mean by that? Rollback command allows you to undo transaction that have to already been saved to the databases. Now next point, that is save point. This command helps you to set a save point within a transaction. Now we will see what is DQL. DQL stands for data query language. Is used to fetch the data from the databases. It uses only one command, and in that is select. This command helps you to select the attribute based on the condition described by the where clauses. So the next point, we will now we will go with the summary for some points. We will recall, that is SQL is a database language designed for the retrieval and the management of a data in a relational databases. In that next point, it helps users to access data in the RDBMS system. In the year 1974, the term structured query language appeared, and 5 types of SQL queries are DDL, DML, DCL, TCL and DQL. These are the 5. Okay. Now data manipulation language means DML allows you to modify the database instance by inserting, modifying and deleting its data. And DCL means data control language, includes commands like grant and revoke, which are useful to give rights and permissions. Transaction control language or TCL commands deals with the transaction within the databases. And the next point, that is data query language means DQL is used to fetch the data from the databases. Okay, so we will go that in today's video we have seen what is SQL and their types of SQLs, or we can say queries or commands that we used in SQLs. Okay, so thank you. Now, okay, last point that we will going to see what is and what are the 5 types of queries, or we can say as what SQL statements that you should know the types of SQL statements, and the types of SQL statements that are DCL, TCL, and in that DML have select, insert, update and delete, and DDL have create, alter and drop, and DCL have grant and revoke, and TCL have begin, train, commit, tran, rollback. These all are the queries, or we can say as commands of 5 types. Thank you.